if-then statements. The compound statement, if P, then Q, is symbolized by, and I said a right arrow, okay? If P, then Q, okay? And it says here the compound statement formed by connecting statements if then is called a conditional statement. So this is the symbol that we're going to be using. If in a conditional statement, the statement before our symbol, before the symbol connective is called the antecedent. The statement after our symbol connective is called the consequence. Kind of like before, after. All right? So let P and Q represent the simple statement. So we're going to follow through with the symbols. P, a person is a father. Q, a person is a male. And it says here, if a person is not a father, that will be the antecedent, then the person is not a male. That will be the consequence. So, a consequent. So, how we represent that as in symbolic form? Tilde, P, and then Q. All right. How about B? If a person is a male, then the person is not a father. Our antecedent is if a person is a male, we call Q, arrow, and then tilde, P. So I want you to see all of the equivalent or the common statements that represents if then. Q if P, a person is a male if that person is a father. We can reverse that. It's sufficient for, it's necessary for, only if. P only if Q. Only if Q, we have comma P. So I'll let you read through all of those. And then when we come back, we'll probably do an in-class activity. So I'll do less talking and you do more practice in class. Okay. Example 4. Let P and Q represent the following simple statement. We suffer huge budget deficits. That's P, statement P. Statement Q, we control military spending. It says, write the compound statement below in symbolic form. Suffering huge budget deficits is necessary for not controlling military spending. How we represent that in symbolic form? What would be the antecedent? Okay. Because if we're saying, because let's look at what we have here is necessary for, Q is necessary for P. This would be our antecedent here, right? We can write this if, for not controlling military spending, then suffering huge budget deficits. We can write this or say this in different ways, but we're saying here, not Q, our symbol, P. What is the before? What will be the after? Before, not controlling military spending, what will be the after? Suffering, you're going to suffer a huge budget deficit. Question. If and only if P and Q represent two simple statements, then the compound statement P, if and only if Q is symbolized. You have the arrows at both ends. And this statement is called a biconditional statement. The compound statement formed by connecting statements with if and only if is called a biconditional. And sometimes you can abbreviate, instead of writing if and only if, you can write it as IFF.